Remember when I told you that disabled people have to be creative? I'm gonna show you another example. Let's discuss pressure ulcers or bed sores. I've had multiple bed sores, which is a terrible experience. And I wanted to show you, after doing a bunch of research, I found this. Now, I don't know how much it's being impacted by tariffs, but it's called Lino Vera. It has a bunch of ingredients and it's to help with stage 1 pressure ulcers. So they're not open, but you could tell a pressure sore is forming. I use Lino Vera, and then I use silicone cream, right? I put those on my elbows, my heels, my knees inside where they like lay on each other. You're gonna want to put it on your sacrum area, which is like where your tailbone is, and your hips, your hip bones, right? So everything that is on surfaces for a prolonged amount of time. It's really tough for people who are bedbound, who have energy limiting disorders, because we can't move like that, right? For my elbows, there's also these things called dressings. These are throat ones, ignore that. But I use a ton of dressings. They are super expensive. That's the only thing. But I'm gonna show you what I do for my elbows. So there's like no elbow trick that worked for me. I can't put my arms up on the like wedge things because it's too much energy. So these are heel foams, right? Heel foams. But they also work perfectly to fit on your elbow. And I've used bandages before, but it tore my skin off because I have EDS, so I have really sensitive skin. And I have MCAS, so it's a whole mess. Why is this wrap like this? Girl, let's not talk about it. I'm too lazy. Anyway, so you put your creams on, your Lino Vera, your silicone dressing, pop this on, right? And it's a little bit tricky, but you get an arm sleeve that's not tight, okay? This is not tight, so it's not cutting off my circulation. You get an arm sleeve, and you put it over like this. Stays in place, and then people don't notice, but when you're in bed a lot, your elbow drags across the bed and it rips off some of your skin after a while, right? It wears down that skin, that layer of skin. So you want to protect that by using this. And of course, try not to put pressure on it at all times. Give it a break as much as you can. But yeah, this has really helped me. I don't have the other stuff to show you, but I do use the sticky dressing, silicone dressings for my heels. I have really big ones for my heels. And for, sorry, I know this is gross, but this part of your foot too, right? To protect that, but also like over here, you know? So yeah, guys, that's, a lot of people think that they don't have to worry about that type of stuff, but I promise you it's so good to know, because then it's too late when you're like me and then you end up getting a bed sore because you had no idea. You had no idea. So yeah, I also sleep on this. It's a donut, right? So my tailbone sits elevated and it's not directly on the bed. This isn't possible for a lot of bedbound people who don't have like extra spoons to do this, but I sleep with my knees over this part of a pregnancy pillow, so my heels are elevated off of the bed, like so. Okay, and this is also for your heel when you're laying down to protect it, right? You can also use it in your chair and stuff, but yeah, I use that too.